Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. And a very warm welcome along to everyone watching on the Give Me Sport website. We are just about to watch the final of the Open competition, and it's the final that everybody wanted. Simon Roberts, the #1 seed, against the #2 seed, Elliot Mould. And, well, Simon Roberts has been almost invincible, Mikey, hasn't he, for the last 12 months or so. But if there is one person that could possibly beat him, you'd say it is probably Elliot Mould.
Just feels like the clash of the titans, this, doesn't it? I mean, Simon Roberts has been near invincible on the tour for the last 12 months, like you say, but Mould has had some good results down the years as well, and this is a real tussle that I think everyone's looking forward to, and one that at the start of the day perhaps could predict as well.
Yeah, I think we both spoke to each other when we arrived, and we said that this is probably the final that we were expecting, and it has turned out that way. Simon Roberts has won 19 of his last 20 tournaments that he's entered. It is a quite ridiculous record.
Right.
We saw him in Portsmouth a couple of months ago, where he lifted the trophy there, beating Adam Hassan in the final. But Adam Hassan did take a set off him.
The first set, yeah, it was a slow start from Roberts.
Yeah. They also met this time last year, Adam Hassan and Simon Roberts again. Simon Roberts lost the opening set, so he is a slow starter, obviously. And perhaps that's something that Elliot Mould can capitalise on today.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. Obviously, Elliot Mould has just finished his semi-final. I mean, about 5 minutes ago, it just finished there. So he got the better of Hassan.
Love 15.
Yeah, in straight sets as well.
Yeah.
So, but it was a very lengthy straight sets. They must have been playing for a good 40 minutes or so, I'd think. So that may favour Simon Roberts, perhaps. He's had a bit more of a break. Simon Roberts very comfortably came through his semi-final match. A double bagel as well, 4-love, 4-love.
Yeah, Simon Roberts has had about half an hour off. He may have been able to grab a hot dog. They were passing out hot dogs
Well,
to the
we
crowd.
didn't have
Yeah,
any, Mikey,
missed
did
out
we?
in the commentary box here.
Someone's
so.
obviously been at them.
Well, Simon Roberts with a bit of energy, perhaps.
That looked long from Mould, but
15-40.
it's been called in. He's still under the cosh here early on. 15-40 now. And that's out, so it's the perfect start for Simon Roberts. The #1 seed breaks at the very first time of asking, leads by a game to love.
Well, I'm absolutely not writing off Elliot Mould, but is that just ominous? I mean, Roberts just... If he can get a vice-like grip on a match, it's very difficult to get anything from him.
Yeah, I remember him saying at Portsmouth that he is often a slow starter, but it's certainly ominous when you see him break like he just did there. First game of the final. Oh, wonderful point.
Fantastic. That's one of the points of the day, without a doubt.
15-love.
But it's just another example of how difficult it is to win a point off Simon Roberts. Great angle with the final volley as well.
Oh.
And again,
Out.
he just gets balls back that you do not expect, and it just emphasises how important it is to get your opponent to play the extra ball, because that was a pretty straightforward volley for Elliot Mould there, and he couldn't quite make it.
Out.
That's
That's
away.
long.
It is a lesson in never giving up on
14,
any point, any shot. Get it back into play. Could just cause an error. And we are seeing errors. Simple enough there for Mould. But the pressure, that's the pressure that Roberts puts on you.
Jane Roberts.
Yeah, and it's another very straightforward hold this time for Simon Roberts. So it's the perfect start to this final. The Pascal Houser British Masters 2017.
Well, even he can't get that back. It's in the crowd.
Must have been good.
15-love.
Yeah, Elliot Mould not playing quite as much touch tennis as he once was. This is only his second tournament, actually, in 2017. So perhaps a bit of rust these days that wasn't quite there 12 months or so ago.
30 love.
Plays a lot of squash, so that's been keeping him occupied. So he's still been playing a racket sport, I suppose.
40
But
love.
He looks
not
in good
touch
nick.
tennis. Yeah, he looks in great shape. It's always tough, though. Well, it's hard enough playing Simon Roberts as it is, but when you've not really been playing too much touch tennis anyway, and obviously Simon Roberts has done,
40.
this makes life even harder.
Yeah, just a whisker wide, that one
40,
from
30.
Mould.
Gets on with it, doesn't he? So it looked as though it was going to be a fairly comfortable hold for Elliot Mould. I'm a poet and I do not know it. So
Nothing
deciding
simple when
points.
you play Roberts.
Oh, good volley. Great
Game
volley.
Mould.
Under pressure, that was an important hold. And he does so. So he's off and running in this final. Roberts still with the break, leads 2-1.
2-1, first set. Jump.
Good start from Roberts. Surprise, surprise.
Indeed. Do you expect anything else from this man these days? You get the impression he's just got that aura about him at the moment where he's almost beaten players before you even start playing against him. Kind of what Federer and Nadal have had over the years, and Tiger Woods in golf.
Not a good day for Tiger Woods.
No,
Check
15
Twitter.
all.
less said about that, the better.
But you know, I walked past Roberts in the hall and just seems so calm walking past him. And I mean, he's just producing win after win. Dominant at the moment.
Yeah, it's what we were saying in his last semi-final match. He just, no matter what the situation is, you would have no idea if you were to look at him whether he was 2 sets to love up or whether he was, you know, a set and a breakdown. It's always the same expression.
Out.
Never gets flustered, never throws a
15,
tantrum.
30.
And it must be so frustrating to play against someone like that. You almost want to see him do something like that.
But chance here, perhaps. Mould just sensing an opportunity. But oh dear.
Yeah, really
6
went
runs.
after that.
30
Yeah,
all.
that serve. Sorry.
Out.
So that goes long.
30, 40.
So Mould does have break points here. Get back on serve in this final. 2-1 Roberts the lead at the moment. Oh, it was a wonderful return.
Game. Mould.
Decided to take it early, stepped up the court,
2 games all.
and it took
First set.
Roberts by surprise. It was back at him in a flash, and he couldn't readjust his feet in time. So we are back on serve after a slow start. It's really good resilience shown by Elliot Mould.
So gutsy there from Mould, stepping into the baseline and saying, look, try and pass me. I'm coming
15
after
love.
you. I like that aggression. And he has drawn level. And, well, definitely don't write him off.
Well, yeah, Simon
15
Roberts has
all.
been so dominant over the last 12 months or so. It's easy to forget just how dominant Elliot Mould was only
Yeah.
18 months or so ago. He won 11 tournaments on the trot between 2015 and 2016, so he was almost as invincible as Simon Roberts is now.
Oh, nicely done. Really good work. Elliot Mould again, just making things awkward, getting to the net. Good coverage. Simon Roberts quick across the court, but can't get that back into play. He's nimble-footed, but that's a difficult one. Very good.
It's nicely done, and there's a bit of a change in the tide here. Mould certainly growing in confidence as this match goes on. And after going down early on, he has the opportunity to lead 3-2.
That's a good shot. Well, Roberts
40-30.
finding a brilliant winner. Off the backhand wing. Says not so fast. Mould was creeping forward to the net. Roberts telling him to get back.
Out. Deuce.
Big point this. Really
Side
big
point.
point in this
Deuce
first
side.
set.
And it goes the way of Simon Roberts. Elliot Mould looked in control in that service game. He's let it slip. And boy, it could be a big slip. Roberts with the break. And he will now serve for this opening set.
Been some really good points so far in this match. Elliot Mould. Well, he had the chance there. That was a big, big game. And you just feel that Simon Roberts just has the momentum again now as he just wipes the sweat from him because it is a hot room that they're in here at the National Tennis Centre. It's warm, it's muggy. And it's been tough work all day. This is a long day, a big day. And they have to be very, very fit, these players.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as though there's any air conditioning or anything in here, so you can see a lot of sweat dripping off the players. And Simon Roberts here serving for the opening set at 3-2.
Out.
I think that hit the roof, did it? So that will be Elliot Mould's point. Played each other 7 times before of these two. Simon Roberts leads the head-to-head 5-2. He's won their last 3 matches as well, including this year, the only tournament that Elliot Mould has played. That was in Northampton at the final, and Simon Roberts won that 4-2, 4-1. So straight sets victory for Roberts there. In fact, his last 3 matches against Elliot Mould have been won in straight sets. Yeah, it was a good injection of pace from Mould there. Roberts was just relentless with that backhand slice. Mould caught him by surprise, I think, taking it quickly up the line.
Yeah, nice work that from Mould.
Out.
That's long as well, so just a chance here for Mould.
15-14.
Yeah, big chance here. 15-40.
Topsy-turvy first set. Tough to call where it's going to go.
We hold play for a second, thank you.
Got to go back to 2013 for the last time Elliot Mould beat Simon Roberts. That came in the Babolat Masters Cup final.
Yep.
And Mould lost the opening set, 4-1, and then fought back to take it 4-1, 5-3 in the decider. little
30,
wild, but
40.
still has a couple more chances here, does Elliot Mould. Yeah, brilliantly saved again.
Juice.
Still has work to do, though. We head to a deciding point.
Juice side.
Big point.
So
Big point here again.
in theory, a set point and a break point. Yeah, it's been called wide. I think Elliot Mould actually called that himself, so great
Roberts.
sportsmanship from him,
And first set,
especially
4
as
games to 2.
it is given the first set to Simon Roberts. But great sportsmanship from Elliot Mould. And Roberts takes the set by 4 games to 2.
Well, it's a key part of this sport. You help out the umpire, because often you're not with an umpire, you're out on an outer court. So you have to call it yourself, call the decisions, and Elliot Mould doing the exact right thing. I think we saw that it was wide, and yeah, so it was a good call, good piece of sportsmanship as the crowd just enjoying this one. The first set has gone the way of Roberts. Is that just ominous?
Well, I mean, yes, I think is the answer. The way that Simon Roberts has been playing for the last year or so, you'd say it would be something special from Elliot Mould if he can come back from this. As I said, the last time Elliot Mould actually beat Simon Roberts, he did lose the opening set, came back to win in 3, so certainly don't write Mould off just yet. But the way that Roberts has played throughout the whole day, Mikey, we've been watching him since, what, 10 o'clock this morning or so. And, yeah, he has just cruised through to the final, completely effortless.
That's excellent. His movement around the court is just
30.
like ballet. It's so good, so effortless, like you say.
He just has so much patience as well, doesn't he? Never gets lulled into taking the big shot on. He can be there all evening if you want.
Twinkle toes Roberts.
40.
He will just wait for his opponent to make the mistake, which it so often does come before Roberts makes one, and love 40 here. So break points to start off this second set, and it's confirmed by the serve into the net. So Simon Roberts is steaming through this final so far. He leads by a set and a break now, 4-2, 1-love.
And by 1 set to love.
Yeah, I really feel that was a must-hold for Elliot Mould, just to give himself a chance. That is so costly, I think, and it's a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I think the problem that Mould has is that his game is very much based on what Simon Roberts' game is. They both like to rally from the baseline. They don't really like to move from there. But at the moment, if you take on any player rallying from the baseline, Simon Roberts will win almost every single time. So I think Elliot Mould does need to try and come up with a plan B here if he is to get back into this final. Whether he's comfortable doing that or not, I'm not so sure.
30 love.
It's more often than not, Elliot Mould would beat almost every other player rallying from the baseline, but not so much Simon Roberts at the moment. Well, that's nice. Decided to come forward.
30, 50.
And maybe we're going to see a little bit more of that. I think it's certainly something that he should think about.
Definitely. I think he needs to do that more often. Try and unnerve Roberts. He does so again, and he comes up trumps again.
Well, we saw it in the Portsmouth final against Adam Hassan. He started coming forward a lot, and it was almost as though Simon Roberts didn't quite know what to do for the, well, for the first 10, 15 minutes or so anyway, but he's so good that he did find a way
40, 30.
to come through that, and I'm sure he would do again, but certainly just need to give Roberts something else to think about here.
Out.
And a deciding point here, so
Deciding point received.
Mould with a chance to break straight back.
Juice side.
You feel this is imperative?
Yeah, but you have to be careful in touch tennis. It can just change so quickly. I mean, Roberts has been in control, but Mould could suddenly get back onto level terms. That's
Which is what he does.
Mould.
Again, coming forward, having success at the net.
1 game all.
And Elliot Mould does break straight back in this second set. A couple of times there, coming forward, putting away pretty straightforward volleys.
If you take your eye off the ball for a second, you're going to get punished, and that's exactly what happened to Roberts. Mould says, thank you very much, 1 game all. Back in the balance again this final.
Certainly think to the Roberts backhand, he goes for that backhand slice a lot, doesn't he? So I think it's certainly something that Mould should think about. Just keep hitting it to the backhand of Roberts. Come forward, and a lot of the time you will just have a slice from Roberts to try and put home a volley.
Gets lucky there, Mould, but that could be a very big point again. Long rally. Net court helps him out this time. It's right in the balance at the moment.
Out.
Yeah, that was long.
15-30.
Just struggling behind his own serve at the moment, isn't he, Elliot Mould? Oh, very lucky this time from Simon Roberts. Well, they always say these things kind of even themselves out, and I suppose in this game it has done now.
Yeah, the touch tennis gods have quickly leveled things up, which is good.
And break points for Roberts.
Out.
And break point confirmed. And Roberts once again in control of this final. He leads by a set and a break, 2-1 in this second set. There's the poker face of Roberts once again, giving nothing away, looks completely unflustered. As he should be, I suppose, leading by a set and a break.
Just a stroll in the park, isn't it? It's great to watch him. It's great to watch anyone excel in anything, and Simon Roberts is doing what he does best, win these touch tennis matches, win these touch tennis tournaments. And I know Rash is called the GOAT, but, well, that title could be in trouble.
Well, you can tell
Rash
him
won't
that.
like that.
You can tell him that. I'm not telling him.
He's just performing brilliantly again, Simon Roberts. He's the best at the moment.
Oh,
Certainly say that.
by some distance, I think,
That's
as
a
well.
safe bet.
It will be interesting to see if Elliot Mould continues to play a little bit more throughout 2017, whether he can perhaps get back to the level that he once was competing at 18 months or so ago.
Love 15.
But still, this could fall anywhere. This second set, they're just matching each other stride for stride at the moment.
Oh,
Elliot Mould with a
wonderful
brilliant
return.
Love 30.
The return of the match from Elliot Mould, again deciding to take it early. And look how pinpoint that was. Yeah, great slice. Even Elliot Mould
15-30.
shouted nice. Appreciated just how much spin Roberts got on that. Still a good chance though here, 15-30.
Yeah, forehand's really firing now for Elliot Mould.
Oh, it's a wonderful rally. I think Mould will be a little disappointed that he didn't do more, but look at the pace from Roberts to get across the court. But just that lob, I think he could have got it a little bit deeper. He's coming forward more, isn't he?
That previous point there, the quickest hands in the land, Roberts, winning that point at the net. But, yeah, pressure piling on the shoulders of Roberts.
Yeah, break point.
That was close. That forehand from Roberts looked very, very close.
Did just catch the line. So deciding point. Another huge moment in this match. Oh, what a time to get a net cord on the way through. He immediately sticks his hand up to apologise, but what a crucial thing that could be. 3-1 now. Well, some people like the rule, Mikey, on the serve that it can clip the net on the way through and it still counts. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I think it's perfect. I think it's part of the risk, part of the charm of this sport. A little bit of jeopardy. And Roberts is just saying, this is mine now. I want this trophy. I am going to get it.
Love 30.
Yeah, love 30. Couple of points away. And now just 1 point away.
Love 40.
Frustration for Elliot Mould, but how Simon Roberts just continues to get the ball back is baffling. And it's long.
Game.
Roberts reigns in Roehampton. He's not called the machine for nothing, and it was a machine-like performance today from the #1 seed. Almost completely faultless. And he has beaten Elliot Mould 4-2, 4-1 to add yet another trophy to his ever-growing collection. And Mikey, what a performance again from Simon Roberts.
He needs a new trophy cabinet. It's just going to get full again. It is brilliant to see Imperious best once again. He owns these courts at the moment. And at the moment, no one can stand with him because he is just too good right now. And, well, Elliot Mould, one of the best players in the game right now. Only 3 games in this final. So that goes to show Roberts' domination today and domination in this final. Brilliant, brilliant showing from him.
Yeah, it is quite incredible. That's 20 wins in his last 21 tournaments that he's turned up to. It is just ridiculous. And at the moment, you just think when he's on, even when perhaps he's not at 100%, he's still good enough to lift many, many trophies. And you just wonder, how long will this performance go on for? Can he continue this level of consistency? It certainly shows no sign of stopping.
There's no chance that it's going to stop. I mean, he is fit as a fiddle. He is playing brilliantly. It looks as if he's enjoying it still all the time.
And we're going to head down to Georgie for the interview.
Elliot, bad luck. We'll talk about Simon Roberts' performance in a moment, but I want to focus on yours. Talk us through that, if you would. You look frustrated at yourself at times.
Yeah, I think in the first set I think it was 2-all, had a couple of points to go, 3-2 up. And Simon won the big points. I felt like I was a bit unfortunate. Got some let cords, and he just played some amazing passing shots. But you know, I did well to come back from 2-love down. And I thought at 2-all, when I had points to go 3-2 up, 40-15, that was a big chance. And but that's what Simon does. You know, he plays the big points well, and when he's down, he's got like an extra gear that he can go in and make you play 4 or 5 extra balls. So
He did seem to have an answer to everything you could put to him.
yeah, he always does. I'm finding a way though. You know, I'm winning points differently there today. I came to the net a couple more times, so there was a lot of positives. You know, that I can take from it. I think I've got to play that way next time because I just can't stay with him. So, yeah.
How much of an impact do you think it was, the fact that you had such a quick turnaround from your last game against Adam?
Yeah, it wasn't ideal to go 4 matches, kind of 3 matches in a row. But, you know, I can't, you know, I've had loads of matches where it's been even before, and it's always, you know, a physical battle with Simon. I think I didn't actually struggle that much physically. You know, in the points. So.
Bad luck. Thank you for talking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up, Elliot Mould. Thank you. Today. And your winner, Simon Roberts. Simon, when I spoke to you in Portsmouth, and I've spoken to you since, we talked about that slow start. Where's it been?
It's not been here today, so that's good news.
What have you been working on?
Getting her a better start, a fast start instead of the slow one.
You had an answer to everything Elliot gave you, but have a word about him.
Yeah, no, Elliot plays a great game. He's a clever player. He comes up with something new each time, so I have to try and figure out what his tactics are and then try and counter-punch him somehow. But yeah, he always brings a new style of play. But today he played really aggressive and I just managed to turn it around.
So it's 3 out of 3 at this event, unbeaten this season. You nabbed the world #1 off Elliot. Put your feet up.
I feel like I need to put my feet up, at least for a week or so. Yeah, and then I'll play. Next one is the Wimbledon one, so that should be really good.
Just remind us, anybody who doesn't know, your preparations this morning.
Probably getting up at 4:30, getting the little dog ready.
And driving miles.
Yeah, driving 4 hours to get here.
There you go, that's a preparation of a champion, Simon Roberts.